My father was a professional musician, pianist and arranger and conductor, and he was also a comedian and many other things, but there was always music in the house. My new CD has a picture of me at 6 months old playing a grand piano, toy grand piano on my father's bed when he was on tour. So that's going to be the cover of the new CD of me at 6 months. So even when I switched to guitar at like 13, for about 7 years, I was always still playing the piano some, so I didn't go away from it. But then I got seriously back into it at 20. So I took lessons. My parents, at 4, I was picking out melodies by ear on the piano, and they went, wow, he's picking out melodies on the piano, give him some piano lessons. And at 8, I started taking with this Russian piano teacher, and she used to slap my hand, slap me in the back to sit up straight. And at 13, being a teenager, I finally said to my parents, hey, you know what? We're done. That's it. And then I started playing guitar and, rock and roll and the Beatles and all that. And that was the end of piano for a while. And then 16, I moved back to New York and just played guitar. Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, John Mayall, B.B. King, the blues, rock and roll, everything I could get my hands on, I would listen. I'd learn all the licks. I was like the guitar guy at Yonkers High School. So at 18, I went to State University of New York at Stony Brook, and I had no idea. My father and mother both were not supportive about me being a musician because they saw what his life was like, and they were trying to put me in a different direction. And I was kind of convinced that I should just go to college and figure out what I wanted to do. But I was always playing in bands, and I was always earning a living playing in bands while I was doing all this. I went to Boston Conservatory for a semester, and I took lessons with Madame Shaloff, and that was that was an amazing thing. It was a life-transforming thing. And then I took lessons at Boston Conservatory, and then I decided to go to Berklee College of Music. I heard Chick Corea's Light as a Feather, and it changed my life. And I said, I want to play piano like that. But then I ended up touring with John Hall, opening for Little Feat, and got a gig with Rupert Holmes, Mr. Pina Colada Holmes, played that song until I wanted to vomit. And ended up touring with, got into the ballet world and toured with Mikhail Baryshnikov, which was an amazing 4 summers. We went to Paris, we went to Japan.
And the way you look tonight, swing it, yeah. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose, yeah, touches my foolish heart.
My group is called Love, Peace, and Happiness, and my mission in the world is to create a more loving and peaceful world by writing, recording, and performing music from the heart. That's my mission. And what I see now is that my mission of doing that is almost more important than the music. I mean, the music is a vehicle to do that, but it's how I live my life and who I am and how I reach people and my message. Like my talking in between, when I do concerts, I talk about this stuff. I mean, I consider it teaching. It's almost like ministry. I have great fans in Second Life who buy my stuff and who follow me and cross over into Facebook. I now have the Louis Volare Facebook page, and I had to raise money for this last CD. I mean, I spent a lot of my own money, a lot, but about 25% of it came from backers, and 50% of the people who backed me were from Second Life. So the connections I've made there have been, authentic and real supportive people who've come to my, they've gotten to know me from around the world from Second Life, and I never would have touched them or met them without that. So that's a real concrete way that being in Second Life has impacted on my real life.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. Though hell below us, above us only sky.
I have my CDs available, and all my music comes out there. I have glue, and my name, actually, now that you can put your like display name, I'm Louis Landon and Louis Volare. I'm both, and that's why my CD is called Reality, Not Fantasy. It's all about being authentic, being, doing what you say you're going to do, and being real. And so I don't play the game. To me, it's real life. There's a real person behind the computer, and you have real feelings in there. People do things, you have interactions. You can only hide it for so long. Ultimately, if you do it long enough, people will know who you are. It's really hard to run away from who you really are. It's like we buy into all this stuff going on the outside and forget and lose ourselves to the material world and to people and to our experience of this personality of who we think we are. It's easy to say that we're not buying into it, but when we love other people, or we have bad experiences, or life is hard on us, we believe it to be real. It's another reality. It's like virtual reality. Our lives are kind of a virtual reality. It's not real. Yeah, so virtual reality is not real, but neither on one level, and neither is our life.
Join us here in the world. As one, yeah, the world will be as one. It's a dream of mine for the world to be